Hello, I'm Azai. Welcome back to the 25th Ward, Silver Case. This is actually, not after I went back from the gym. After I went back from the gym, I just ate some snacks and whatnot. The gym has been going great, by the way. But yeah. So it turns out my power grid had to be turned off. I thought it was gonna be for the whole fucking day. But turns out after about 90 minutes or maybe like 100 minutes, basically an hour and a couple of minutes, here we are back again. I already announced on Discord, Patreon, that we were not gonna be uploading because I actually don't know how long the power outage was gonna be. But turns out it wasn't really that long. Thankfully though, the electrician outside was telling me before I started recording, because if I did start recording and then there was a power outage, I think that would have been lost recording footage. But yeah, thankfully it didn't happen like that, and he did tell us, so here I am. So before we start the episode, as usual, we'll talk about the last episode recap. So in the last episode, for Placebo, it kind of felt like Placebo was nearing the end of the story, but turns out it wasn't. So what happened last episode was that we found Meru. Meru actually took our memories, and after that, of course, we chose back to take the memories again. We kinda already know that Morishima gave the memories because he was in danger, right? But I thought that was because the information that he knew would have been, the reason why he was gonna get killed by the RA Bureau, etc. But after seeing the other stories from Matchmaker and Correctness, I don't know. I don't know what the hell Shiroyabu's doing, but it seems like Shiroyabu can sense Kamui. So maybe if Morishima did awaken as Kamui when he had his memories, Kurumizawa or someone other than Kurumizawa would have killed Morishima? I don't know. But after we got our memories back, turns out we were in contact with this guy called Kipple, and he wanted us to become a tape. Which, if you guys saw what happened in Correctness, a tape is basically a human server. Because Morishima has the prototype Silver Eye, he can actually connect to computers and send the data that is on the 25th Ward to his own body. Well, technically to the prosthetic eye in his left socket. But yeah, we did not actually go with the deal. Turns out we just spread the information about the 25th Ward on the internet. Or I don't know whether or not it's spread. I think he just put it in a black box, sorta. So no one can access it. And he was making it as some form of bargaining chip to make a deal with Kipple. So I thought that Morishima's little sister was Chizuku or Chizuka, I forgot the name, that we also killed on the 24th Ward. But is it not her? I don't understand, man. Or was Kipple just making an excuse, or he was lying to us? It said that Morishima doesn't even know his own little sister because he's from an illegitimate, marriage, right? So they were from different families but the same dad. That's why I thought the sister was the girl that we killed. But I don't know, man. Sometimes the story in this game is a bit not consistent, I'd say. I don't know. But yeah, he didn't go up with the deal even though he was offered money. He was offered his little sister. But he was like, fuck you. I don't like you, so I'm not gonna go with the deal, even though this benefits me. I feel like that's something that Morishima always has in his personality, right? Even though sometimes he's a pretty methodical guy, even though he thinks about pros and cons, his personality still shows, and when he doesn't like something, all the logic doesn't even make sense and he just goes with pure intuition or emotion. I kind of like people like that, so that was pretty good to me. And we ended up with the whole 24th Ward being destroyed by I don't know who. We still don't know. I actually thought it was gonna be from Shigino from Matchmaker, but turns out he was just contacted by the ward office, which is the superiors for the RA Bureau, right? And the RA Bureau's story arc actually ended in a very weird way. Turns out that Osato is the illegitimate child of Sundance, which is a tribe or part of Sumio Mondo from FSR's lineage. I don't even know who the heck the mom is, but it's weird that he's an illegitimate child, right? Is he supposed to be Step? He doesn't look like Step at all, if he is supposed to be him. So that's why I'm confused. Who the fuck is Osato? I thought he was just a shelter kid, but turns out he's something much more. They could have just used a body double like Sumio Mondo back in FSR. I don't know, man. There's just a lot of things in the story that just doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, Suki was also being sent on a goose chase to chase after, like, you know, Yokai Syndicate. He met up with Aijima, which ended up killing himself off because he was done what he was supposed to do. And that led us to Shigino. And yeah, Osato was captured by everyone colluding against the RA Bureau because the lab wanted Osato, because Osato had the criminal power inside of him because he is the lineage from Sundance, right? So he has a very strong killing power or criminal power just like Kamui. And that was what happened on the previous episode that we saw when he killed Ishiki. It triggered a response in him and awakened his criminal power. But yeah, Shigino turns out to be some really weird perverted guy that likes Suki. Seeing him in anguish, seeing him angry. I don't know, man, that's just a bit too much for me. But I have no doubt that there are people like Shigino in some part of the world. I just hope that I never met those kind of people. But yeah, the end was a bit abrupt in that Suki went to see the mayor and he didn't actually kill Osato. We don't know where Osato is, but we don't have any more new chapters for Matchmaker. So that is the full ending of Matchmaker. We don't even know if the chief is alive or if Ichigaya is alive, but we'll have to see. As for correctness, a lot of the stuff that happened in correctness for the past 3 chapters is just, I don't know. It's just too weird. So the whole thing that happened in correctness is about Hatoba, and also Kosaka clashing against each other. And they just had a lot of like dialogue that is just pointless because we don't really know much about Hatoba. And Kosaka, we know about him a tiny bit, but he's not really that much of a badass. So when these two people clash, even though we know these guys are supposed to be representing the HC unit and also the RA Bureau, or you know, maybe he's not even part of the RA Bureau, he's part of the Observers, which is a higher tier from the RA Bureau, Kosaka, I mean. But yeah, we don't know the ending or the outcome of what happened towards that confrontation too. They both try to kill each other, that's for sure. Kosaka told Hatoba that he likes Sakura, which is Sakura Natsume. And Shiroyabu met up with Kurumizawa again, which is really weird. I think that Kurumizawa actually is living inside of Shiroyabu now. So whatever Kurumizawa was, it's basically what's going on with Morishima, where, you know, even though Shiroyabu is still in control, Kurumizawa is inside of his body, right? Well, unlike Morishima, I guess Morishima wanted to be condemned or whatever. he actually wants to see the people that Kamui killed for some weird reason. But in terms of Shiroyabu and Kurumizawa, it's kind of similar, you know? Like, not really similar, I guess. It's more that I thought this was what's going on with Morishima, but turns out this is on another character, which is Shiroyabu right now. There's like probably multiple observers instead of Shiroyabu. Like, inside of Kurumizawa before, there's probably like multiple observers before him too, is what I think. But at the end, Kuroyanagi, aka Sakura Natsume, just brought back like Shiroyabu from nowhere. Like, I don't know how the fuck that works. What happened to Kurumizawa? Did his consciousness just end off? I don't know. But that was literally what happened on like correctness. So I think hopefully I recapped that pretty well, but I don't know whether or not I did. There's just a lot of weird stuff going on in the game, man. And unlike the first game, I feel like this game steps it up a notch in just the amount of stuff that you can actually speculate. Like, they barely tell you anything about correctness. What I'm trying to say is that they barely tell you any answers that you have when they show you correctness. At least in the 24th ward, when you see the eyes from, you know, Azai, aka the main character, you get the information or some answers from Morishima. In this one, it's a very clear disconnect between the stories from correctness and everything else. It just doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, we're gonna go and do the next chapter for Placebo. And since we don't have a chapter for Matchmaker, I don't know if we're gonna be doing 2 chapters this episode. So we'll see. But yeah, we're done with Misogi. We are gonna be doing Yuki next. I don't even know what else is gonna happen in Morishima's story, considering we just saw the 25th ward being destroyed. $2017? Huh? I thought we were in 2003 or 2004. Are we not Morishima anymore? OL? Who the heck is OL? And is this like present Japan, I guess? When this game... Sorry, when this game first came out? I mean, that's a very good representation. A lot of modern people actually care more about their phone than their actual fucking life. I personally think that what you put on the internet isn't necessarily your real life. Like, you know, when you're condemned in the internet, unless it's your job and it's your livelihood, I think you can just like disconnect from the internet and still live in a very comfortable space, you know? Who the heck is Yuki? What is she talking about? So they're sort of talking about the digital man, similarly, I guess, right now. Wow. Do Japan people really go that quickly whenever there is a suicide or an accident on the train? Like in a matter of an hour, the train is back running again. I mean, I don't know whether or not that's true. I've been to Japan, and I know for a fact that their trains are very punctual. But I don't know when there's a delay, they can just like resume operation that quickly, especially after like an incident like a suicide. Or maybe like technically an accident, because Japan of course doesn't want to assume people kill themselves. Just sniffing you. What a creepy thing. So is Yuki dead too? I mean, why is she so nonchalant about the zombie thing? If I was her, I'd probably like... I don't know whether or not she first saw it and then screamed or whatever, but I definitely would have, you know, at least try to knock it away from me at the beginning when I see something scary like that. Who saved her? What, he just saved you? What do you mean you could track it? It's it's at the fucking train tracks. It's gotta be destroyed. I gotta go to a PC? I guess I gotta go to the library or something? Usually the library is on the first floor. But this is just leaks outside. Let me see whether or not they want me to leave. No. They don't want me to leave. But yeah, you can clearly see there was a way for us to go to the left there. Okay, there is a computer room. Look at those cables. The moon and the turtle have in common? I don't know, they shine? Okay, this is gameplay just like, you know, just like Morishima. Who the fuck is this? I don't even know what the hell Waxen Wayne means, by the way. Which phrase implies that even a master can make a mistake. What? How am I supposed to know this? Barney, I guess? Who is Barney? Who is Homer? And who the hell is Moe? Okay, I guess it's Homer because I tried Barney right. I can't believe I'm at 2 to 6. So I always made the mistake until the very last one. Freedom is a recognition of necessity. I think it's Engels. We saw this in today's word. It's not Karl Marx. A soft answer is a specific cure of anger. Tit for tat, soft words would win hearts. I guess that makes the most sense to me. Guess tit for tat. Maybe that one was an actual fake saying because that one was way too obvious. If it is the answer, I mean. This is just pissing me off though, this random gameplay. Like, who the fuck is even giving her these questions? Who said the torch has been passed to a new generation? Actually, I have no idea here. It's probably either these two. Probably Kennedy? I'm not American, as you guys already know. So she's not gonna question how the fucking PC knows how to... where the hell... Hello? Am I back? Sorry about that, the audio interface disconnected. I guess after my PC shut down, a lot of the electrical components is starting to go haywire. So apologies. But yeah, I was saying about how she's not gonna question how the PC knows where the hell her phone is. I know that you can find your PC or your phone if you set up like your Find My Device and stuff, but that's just weird. How the hell am I supposed to know her shoebox? 16? Just tell me your fucking number! What? This gameplay is pissing me off, really. 11. Date of birth 2001, July 4th. Is there any significance to July 4th? And Yuki Shimohira. Did we know a person called Yuki Shimohira? No, the Yuki that we know wasn't called Yuki Shimohira, I think. The one that we met up in the 80th floor. It was Yuki something. I chose 16 because that's my birthday, by the way. Oh, 26. I've actually used those coin lockers before. I put like my luggage inside. They're actually pretty cheap. If you use them like for a day and whatnot, if you rent them for a day. I think it's only like about 1,000 yen or something. Maybe even cheaper. I like how you have to specify the 0, even though clearly there wasn't enough coin lockers for there to be like 100. Slash clearly saved her. I don't know why she should block Slash. I'd actually get intrigued about how the hell Slash would know about my situation. Coffee strike again? So weird. SNS. I don't get people like this, by the way. Like, people who actually talk about people who are dying and whatnot. I don't really even understand the people who say when there's an accident and the body is still like on the road. I'm not the type of person that would actually stop and take a look at the body. Sure, I'd be curious. I would want to see what happened, right? About how the accident occurred. But I'm not gonna stop. Like, I'm gonna be thinking in my head, like, oh yeah, someone died, I guess. Or a car got hit by something, or a motorcycle got hit. Or hey, a pedestrian got hit. But then I would just go on my way and go somewhere else. Because I have stuff that I need to do. I don't care enough to stop by and check on what the hell actually happened. But I guess people just have too much free time, I guess. Like, don't get me wrong, I have free time. It's just I personally love using my time on something that I enjoy and not something that just occurs randomly. I feel like if I just sit around and take a look at the body or something, isn't that just disturbing? And these guys are actually talking about it. Well, I guess maybe if I do see this occurring a lot of times, I would be curious enough to talk about it. And, you know, I guess the train station is something that people in Japan use daily. So if it's a station that you currently board, you maybe want to talk about it? But I don't know. I personally feel like even if I do use the train station every day, I'd probably get minorly pissed off that my station wasn't able to the train that I'm going to is not like very punctual, but I probably just change train stations, is what I'm trying to say. Because Japan has a shit ton of train stations, dude. If one doesn't work for you, just go on another one that's maybe a bit more walking distance. That looks like Morishima, but is that really him? It does. Probably that whole drink has about 600, 700 calories, maybe more. Iragi. So the first one happened 3 years ago. So in 3 years, there have been 5 killings or 5 accidents. That's actually a pretty low number if you think about it. Like, I probably wouldn't even have cared about this if this was happening to me in real life. So why haven't you exorcised this so-called zombie woman? He's probably bullshitting. Yes, it is. If I was like her age right now, which is like 16, and I hear this guy talking about this, I'd probably just leave. I wouldn't even like have the politeness to even care about what he's talking about. Like, I'm a really practical person. Like, when I see some sort of incongruent things that are happening in your speech, I just instantaneously judge you as incompetent and don't give you the time of day. It's a very arrogant way of thinking, but I do think that's how I think back then as a teenager. It's a bit better now, but I do feel like that sometimes I still am a bit arrogant in some regards. Okay, so he has done so. This is probably Morishima. So he's still alive, huh? So is the immortality thing with the silver eye the truth then? And not an urban legend? I wasn't paying attention to what date the first day was. So she told this Rina person about, you know, meeting with Hiragi. I thought we blocked him. I know, right, Slash? Kids nowadays are strange, man. That was way too convenient. What the hell? Wait, so who the fuck is Hiragi then? Hiragi had that sunglasses, and if you take a look, if you pay attention to the eyes, you can kind of see like one of his eyes, right, shining through. So that's why I thought that was Morishima. So you're telling me that girl is 26 years old? Why couldn't they just make the ghost look, you know, younger? She clearly looks like a freaking malicious ghost that's like grandma age. That's pretty good advice. Morishima isn't a hero. That's what I like about him. That Hiragi guy was clearly trying to become a hero. Well, a fake hero anyway. It's probably just more self-serving. Like, it's more about doing something that he himself thinks is heroic, rather than actually becoming a hero. Huh? I think you have, like, protagonist syndrome, Yuki. The world doesn't revolve around you. You're using McDonald's. Is that okay, copyright-wise? If a friend of mine talked just like Yuki here, I think that she was on drugs. And I probably, you know, would call her out on it. But maybe I'm not a good friend, I don't know. Who's your friend, Morishima? What the fuck? Turtle Dude is clearly the same guy. Morishima. Or maybe Turtle Dude is actually red. You know, the 60-year-old woman or something. That maybe was... Like, there's probably a machine or something that was put on red. Like a listening device that would track what Morishima's doing, maybe? I don't know. Is it really your fault? This girl really got some protagonist, like a syndrome. Like I said, she thinks that everything is revolving around her. Like, I used to think that something could be done if I were to change something about my pass rate. But I feel like just one single person doing something, I don't think that's gonna make too much of a difference. I used to be plagued with the guilt of, like, you know, like when I was a kid, when I was like 7 years old, my mom died. And I always thought I could have done something to prevent her death because she got a stroke. But the cause of the stroke was stress, right? And there were multitudes of things that were adding to her stress. And for the longest time, I thought that I could have done something. But what could I have done? I was a 7-year-old child. I could give her words of comfort, sure, but is that gonna do anything? I don't think so. Maybe I'm just being way too objective and not like looking at this from a more emotional perspective. But I feel like I prefer this sort of version of myself though. Like, being emotional about it isn't gonna do anything about except make myself depressed, right? I don't have the same sort of mentality as this girl anymore. But maybe it's just something that people have when they're younger. So maybe youthfulness has something to do with this sort of mentality. Because it's not like I've never felt this way before. It's just I don't feel it that way anymore. Yeah, so that definitely um what is it? That reaffirms my suspicion that Slash was inside of Morishima. So Rena is also your alter ego then. But here's what I don't understand. Why was she born this way? She's not a shelter kid. At this point, the 25th ward is probably dead and donezo, right? Is the game wanting me to think that without people actually being experimented on, they can have these, like, powers? I think that's what the game's wanting me to understand. But I don't buy that. I actually don't like the way this story is trying to neatly wrap itself in this way. If that's the conclusion that it's trying to point to. And how did she get this special ability? ESP? So Hiragi was, I don't know. Hiragi is Morishima. Or at least he's like a younger version of Morishima. So is Morishima like acting just like his dad now or what? I don't know. I don't get it. So what does that exactly like tell me? That's the end for placebo? That's so weird. That chapter was actually worse than what could have just been the ending for placebo, in my opinion. What the fuck? It showed a possibility of the future, or it's not even a possibility. That is the future that they showed us. And I don't think I like that they showed us that. Huh. I don't know. I don't really have anything else to say about that chapter. I think I said mostly what I had to say about it. There wasn't really much to follow about that chapter. It's just showing us like the future, really. That's it. It didn't tell us about who Hiragi was. It didn't tell us about what Morishima is becoming. I don't know. So this is Shiroyabu. Last time we actually talked about how he doesn't remember a lot of his memories. So this is probably about how Shiroyabu is Kamui, and he's been jumping bodies, I guess. And we might have been, like, you know, this might have been our consciousness jumping from the Kamui on the 24th Ward to this guy, to Shiroyabu. Which is not really Kamui, the guy I called Azai. Oh, so this was Shiroyabu. This was the guy who killed us then, right? So after he killed us, our consciousness jumps into him. I think that's what's going on. What an idiot. Unless they put this on paper, his mother's not gonna get anything. You can't do anything when you're dead. I firmly believe that. If you want to help someone, don't pay it with your fucking death. Do it when you're still alive. Help them. Reach out to them. Okutaro Shiryabu. This is probably 2003, the day we got killed on Whiteout. Yeah, that's Kosaka there. I think this still follows the same dialogue. So I'm probably just gonna skip most of this. The reason why I didn't skip the last one was because we didn't know that that was Shiryabu. Okay. I didn't remember them talking about Kamui being something like the Sentai though. Maybe this part is new. I don't know what he was trying to say there. What film he was trying to reference. At this point, he's probably doing the Lost Pass thing in FSR. Yeah, this is 2003. So they were going steady for a while. No, I kind of remember them talking about this, so... Yeah, definitely have talked about this. Three of Spades. Still don't know who the hell the Three of Spades is. This part might be new. So one more Trump member, as in... This is still talking about the 24th Ward. There was a Trump member, yeah. Like, we killed all of the Trump members so that, like, Kamui would get inside our body or some shit. Is what, Usabi was saying. What an unlikable girl. I mean, I read her story in the Silver Case 4.5. That doesn't make her any less unlikable. He's just showing concern, and that's how you treat him? So who's giving her orders? Atoba? So the part where we die should be soon here. What do you mean, so I'm gonna die? Okay, Kusabi killed Shuryabu. Duh, if you got shot by your mom, you'd be dead. God, Shuryabu is dumb. This guy is insane. He just got shot. And he's like all nonchalant about it. Huh? You're already dead. I don't understand. So Shiroyabu, Kurumizawa is inside of him. So Kurumizawa must have been the Joker. How am I protecting Shiroyabu though? We don't even like see like the main character of the 24th Ward at all throughout the game. No, I actually don't. I actually thought we died and then we went inside Shuryabu. March 1st. So this is what? A day after? So is this how Shuryabu actually looked? So this is Ishizuka, right? No one actually does that, by the way. Jesus. Using LOL outside. That only works because this game doesn't have audio. Ew. I don't even drink condensed milk anymore. It's just fucking sugar. And cherry soda flavor? Ugh. Blood orange. Man, this guy is weird. $30,000. Was that really what Shiryabu wanted back when he was chased by those hitmen? I thought it was like 100,000. I think that's the guy we kill as Shiryabu, the last hitman. Hmm. Interesting. This is in 2003. I forgot what year it was when we first played this game. Was it 2004? Hmm. What the heck is prevert? Well, we don't know whether or not it's fake. That could still be a bluff though. Like, he could just blow up the bombs outside that he has controls of. But we don't know whether or not he wants to actually detonate the bombs on himself. So it might be a bluff. Are you really that strong of a person or that powerful of a person that you can actually put that much explosives in the 24th Ward? I highly doubt it. So Kosaka was the one that contacted Shiryabu the first time. When he said to kill the Joker, okay. 7-day trip. 7 hitman. Hmm. Trying to see some, like connection. So, is she Yuki? The Yuki on the 80th floor, I mean? Hmm. Of course not. Are you kidding me? Yeah, this is definitely Yuki. The Yuki on the 80th floor. Kamui. So Kamui... Hmm. Kamui appeared in front of those people? The Hachisuka dome explodes. J. Hachisuka. Yeah, we know Hachisuka. That's also Morishima's dad, right? Which is also, like, the girl that died in the 24th ward. Which is why I thought that Hachisuka Chizuru or something was, Morishima's little sister. So what day is today? If we took that last note from Jay, that means this dome is gonna explode. I'm moving so quickly that the chair spawns as I move around. Gonna blow up. So when is the dome gonna explode? Shiroyabu? The fake. I'm trying to think. So we're playing as the Joker from the very beginning? So I guess Kurumizawa... is inside of us, isn't it? So the Joker is Kurumizawa. I'm trying to think. How is that possible? Ichiru killed you. Okay, Kosaka. Kamui Uehara's son. Okay, I see. He did have 3 kids in the shelter kids. But I guess this must be the Format Kamui's son. Mokutaro Shimohira. So Yuki Shimohira is Kamui Uehara's daughter. Interesting. So these kids are the kids that we saw back then? But it's been, what, 4 years since back then? This guy looks way too old to be to be the one from the shelter when we saw them in the 24th ward. I don't understand. Is this just his conscience? I don't know. What happened to Big Dick? We're still alive. If we go by the scenes one by one, it's not like we died. Blackout is coming. That's Souls. So there is another chapter, so I'm gonna do so. It's only been an hour and 30 minutes right now, and usually I do 3 chapters anyway, so... Huh. I'm thinking, is it possible for Kamui to have a kit this old? That's why I thought this might be just the kid's consciousness. That's just like the dad also harbors criminal power. I don't know. But maybe if this is the Kamui from the very first Format Kamui, that's from the 1970s, that means that he'd have to be banging someone already though. And at that point, I don't think Ayame was being produced yet. So I don't know. I don't know. There's still so many questions in this game, man. And I feel like it's going to end soon. And they're not gonna answer my questions. Okay, so Kosaka died. Huh? Damn. Are they talking about the freaking movie Taken? Shut the fuck up. This game is so dumb right now. Man, I don't like how they're referencing, like, you know, media right now. They're breaking the fourth wall a bit too much. So why is Hatoba being in this situation? Because he killed Kosaka. Kusabi told Hatoba to take care of Shiroyabu, and he just gave Shiroyabu to Kuroyanagi. I don't think he did anything wrong, per se. Shinko is Kuroyanagi. I thought I died, supposedly. So is Uehara big dick? What the fuck, man? What do you want me to do? Are you fucking kidding me? You gotta be shitting me, right? True, it has a fucking continue button at the very beginning of the game, not load. Technically. I don't believe you though. If you actually delete my save data, I'm gonna be so pissed. Do you actually want me to look up a guy, dude? This is so dumb. Go and see Kusabi, go see Sumio, wander aimlessly, wander, wait for daybreak, open a door, listen to Morrissey's latest release. What the fuck are these? Start dreaming. A man in black moves close to you. Sakaki is pointing her gun at you. Sakaki is dead. Who the fuck is Patricia? Rumizawa appears in this real body. Anthropomorphic animal body. 200 million polygon body. Polygonal body. What the hell is a voxel body? Illustration. An astral projection of Kurumizawa appears. The best. These are so dumb. Am I actually gonna go through all of these just to read it? Who the fuck is Betty Kane? John Paul Valley. That's supposed to be one of the actors for Batman? I don't watch a lot of movies, so that's why I probably don't know the actors, sadly. Some of these things are just borderline idiotic. Like, why would you do this? Why would I target Kuroyanagi? Who's Akira Maeda, a Japanese wrestler? I don't know who Andy Kaufman is. What are these, dude? What's that red light shining around Shiryabu? There's no red light. There's a red light shining around freaking Kuroyanagi. What the fuck are with these explosion ones? There's like 4 of the same thing. It's basically the same thing. Kill everyone excluding yourself. Kill everyone including yourself. I don't even know what the fuck that right answer is. Maybe I'm just supposed to choose one. Kill yourself with a necktie, that's so dumb. I'm not gonna go kill anyone, I'm just gonna go ahead and fucking see Kusabi. I don't know why I would even want to, like, kill those guys, right? Resistance 24? "26th Ward." I feel like everything I choose that leads me out of the 25th district is gonna do this. This is so dumb. "27th Ward." Of course it's to be continued. There's no way that's the right one. Correctness is over. So do I have to reload? Like legit reload because this save file already ends with that, with me like going through that timeline? Yeah, see, it didn't have the balls to delete my save file. There's no way. I'm gonna try to see if I can find a guide to see which answers are going to lead to specific areas or specific choices, I guess. Or sorry, specific like routes. Because there's just too many for me to just blindly choose. So give me 1 second and I am gonna go see you guys back at that same spot. Hello, and I am back. So I actually had to use a guide about how to actually get this so-called true ending. And in fact, yes, you do get a true ending. Bless the Lord for this guy called Danny Daedally on Steam, because he had to go through every other ending to get this true ending. So, from what he says, you need to actually play the game about 10 hours if you want to go through all of that, since there's no text skip function in the game. And all of those endings are basically just joke endings that you get. Like, you know, if you say choose the, like, Batman one, it's gonna reference Batman. If you choose something else, it's gonna reference something else. It does give you some details about Shiroyabu from what the guy was saying, but I don't know if it's worth it. Do I want to waste 10 hours of my time trying to do all of the options? I don't think so. So just like what the game said, I am going to trust the net. And there you go. Here I am, trusting the internet to save my bacon. So thank you, Danny. You saved me a shit ton of hours. Look at his playtime. And 10 hours of those playtime are just him probably trying to get that stupid ending. So yeah, after you get all 100 endings, what you gotta do is just go back to Blackout. And it should change into something. I don't know what it is. I didn't actually read the spoiler text, but I did find out how to get this ending from the Steam page. Thank you, friend. Ridiculous. So Suda51 actually does a lot of satire towards gaming. That seems to be his gimmick. That's why like FSR was also mocking the player for playing the game, having to like go to countless, like, you know, walking simulators and whatnot. It was so dumb. Like, it's so weird. I don't understand. Okay, we can skip this. I say skip, but this is like the fastest skip we can actually do. This is still at least gonna take a minute, isn't it? Maybe a bit more. I think I can safely say the people who made these sort of games are, from a gameplay point of perspective, they are assholes. They don't make the gameplay fun. They can make decent story, that's for sure. The story does make you think a lot. And this is the final chapter, by the way, from what it seems like from taking a look at the Steam page. This is like the final chapter. Akama Aoyama. I actually just noticed that their names are color-coded. Yeah, shut up, bastard. Nope. I depend on the net, Hatoba. So is there like one choice here that's not highlighted after all of this? I actually don't know. You become diversity, you observe. So let me actually check the guide again, or the Steam page discussion on what I need to do. I'm glad you trusted the net. Okay. Let's see. So I actually have no idea what we need to do here. Do I just choose anything? Because I've already chosen everything. So people in the Steam discussion page is actually calling Danny here Kamui Uehara, because he does have Kamui's face as his profile pic. I guess that's why they said to trust the net. So I'm gonna just choose like one in random here and see whether or not I get something. Oh, I gotta click there. So that was dumb. That was like a short one compared to the last one that I had to do when we saw Kamui. Sorry, saw Kusabi. Am I supposed to click? No. So this is what you get if you did all those 100 endings, by the way. So is he talking in fourth wall here? Since he's not supposed to know this, right? This feels like a scam, dude. Is that you, Kusabi? Are you fucking kidding me? That was what they put after like 10 hours of having to grind that? Thank the Lord for Danny. I didn't have to grind that bullshit. Still doesn't give me answers though, right? This game still doesn't give you answers. There's like so many more things that you just don't know. Who blew up the 25th ward? Where was Osato? What the fuck happened to Step? Like, what the fuck happened to a lot of the stuff that I was questioning? And why did people play FSR if the Step was never part of this whole discussion in the first place? I'm just trying to see whether or not there's new stuff. I don't think there is. So, chapter 6 here being Yuki Shimohira kinda makes sense. Because Yuki being 16 at that point in time does make sense. Shiroyabu being the way he does doesn't make sense to me. How is he that old? I don't know. There's still so many questions about the game, but if the game doesn't want to actually answer it and just wants you to speculate, it did a good job. But to some degree, you also want to have your questions answered, right? I do still enjoy my time playing this game, but I don't know. Overall, I feel like my experience with the 25th ward is not as fun as when I was going through the 24th ward. It didn't have that magical feeling of just trying to understand what's going on anymore. Not to mention, a lot of the puzzles were more annoying than the 24th ward. But I guess the 24th ward didn't really have any puzzles in retrospect. This one definitely has more gameplay. And it does have more, you know, production value. You for sure know this game had a lot more budget. Overall, my experience I'd say was pretty good with the game. As a whole experience, I would probably rate this maybe a 7.5. I was mostly enjoying my theorizing more about the story than the story itself present to me more. In some regards, that does have something to do with the way they present the story, so props on them for actually, you know, making the story or displaying the story in such a way that you can have a lot of speculation. But at the same time, the answers to their story is not as impressive as you might expect. And the overall ending felt, I don't know, it didn't feel satisfying. At the end of the 24th ward, because I knew there was gonna be a sequel, I was pretty excited. And as I was playing through this game, I was excited, like very excited. But I didn't get the answers that I was hoping for. So while my experience overall could be probably a pretty good experience, I could summarize it as a good experience. It wasn't all enjoyable, especially FSR. FSR is garbage. I wouldn't recommend anyone to play that piece of trash. It was just bad. If you guys want gameplay, there's other better puzzle games out there. Play Danganronpa, play Ace Attorney, because that game was just garbage. Play the 999 series, the Nonary games. This game though, yeah, I can't really see myself just rating it higher than maybe an 8. it just didn't give you that satisfying feeling as you finish it off. The experience was good, like the progression was good, but I don't know. I feel like they themselves probably don't even know how to explain correctness. That's why they ended it like this. That's my theory. That's why they make it open to interpretation, because they themselves don't know how to explain what the fuck happened to Shiroyabu. Huh. Do I want another sequel to the game? I kinda do, because there's still so many questions left unanswered. But yeah, I guess this is the 25th ward. It was an enjoyable experience still, even then. I'd probably rate the 24th ward a bit higher than this, probably about a 9, since it was my first delve into, you know, the mind games that the story was trying to show you. We still don't know anything. I guess that's the bad thing about sequels in general. Once you play that first game, you kind of hope that the sequel is gonna go past the prequel in terms just how grand the games are, how grand the story is, how the revelations are gonna be, the twists and turns. Because we already know that Kamui was some sort of virus and some sort of thing inside of a silver eye, you have the knowledge of that going into the sequel, and you kind of want to get wowed into that, right? And I guess this is just a case of the sequel being not as good as the prequel. But yeah, I guess that's about it for the 25th ward. I was gonna do more Amayui today, but I think I'm just gonna do 2 Amayui episodes tomorrow. I was gonna stream tomorrow, but I think I'm just gonna make a recording day tomorrow, and I'm just gonna go stream Ys 8 on Sunday instead. Saturday, I'll be going out with my sister and brother after doing some prayers for, you know, a Buddhist culture, praying for the deceased. I actually don't know about, you know, customs all that much, but my sister is a very firm believer of customs, that we shouldn't, you know, forget about the past and whatnot. There's a reason people do these past things, and yeah, I do agree, and I'm not gonna refute what she says. It's something that's worth considering to do, to honor the past and deceased, you know. But yeah, this was the 25th ward. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I guess I'm gonna be resting for next week for like the YouTube picks. I'm probably gonna be making an update video on Saturday or Sunday, probably, telling you guys that the 25th ward is finished. And starting from there, I'm gonna wait until next week to pick the next visual novel to Let's Play. I'm probably gonna also like make an update video because I am going to be going out of country with my father and also my family in general. I don't think I'm gonna be able to record there because we are gonna be going on a trip. It's with a guide. It's with a tour guide, so I think the day is mostly gonna be fully booked. But yeah, I'm gonna probably make that update in 2 days. But hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Give this video a like if you guys like it. Sub if you guys haven't. Patreon will be getting these episodes early access and nothing uncensored, since I don't need to censor anything for the 25th ward or anything for the 24th ward and FSR. But yeah, also for people on YouTube that aren't on Patreon just yet, feel free to become a free member, because that's gonna be where I put first episode previews of future playthroughs. With that said, guys, I am kind of glad that I'm done with this game. This game makes you think a lot, and I do like it to some degree, but maybe I should have spaced out the recording sessions a bit more. Maybe if I did the chapters one by one, I wouldn't be as exhausted, and I might have recorded more than 1 episode per day. Because I start to realize that sometimes when I want to record an episode for the 25th ward, I get a bit intimidated. You know, because of how much thinking, how much paying attention that I have to do with the whole thing, and the amount of crazy theories that I have to spew out sometimes. But yeah, With that being the case, hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you on the next playthrough.